I want you to see the key issue in life itself as oxygen. Oxygen is also an ether, okay? The moisture from the ground comes up and the sun rays hit it, becomes an ether. An ether can be conductive. So from 0 to 7, you create adrenochrome, which is an accretion, okay, where you oxidize your blood. So when you're a child, from 0 to 7, you think outside the mind because you haven't been programmed to think yet. So that works perfectly between 0 and 7. A child can mastermind a computer game between 3 and 7 and move 7 times faster than an adult can. Pump with adrenaline to be alert, alive, awake, and aware, right? And never confused and frustrated. What does a child do? He breathes a lot of oxygen when he's pumped with adrenaline to be alert, alive, awake, and aware, like a meth effect. So he also creates what we call the gut feeling survival mode, the chakra. It's on fire with the shiver in the spine. That's called Jacob's ladder. That's a Neuralink, a tree of life. Okay, and the holy breath is what's so important, the breath of life. Because when you pump like this, you're breathing more oxygen deep into your lungs that goes into your Neuralinks and changes the circumstances in your body cells. So when you drink water, you're 75% water and your DNA is 93% water. That's your cells. It has a personality. I've made a lot of videos about this. Talk to 2 plates of water, one ugly, one beautiful, right, with unconditional love. Put them in the freezer overnight, take them out in the morning. Take a look at the cells. You see they have a personality. How connected are you to water? Because that's your body cells that controls your biological system, and it has a personality. You'll see that with your own 2 eyes. How connected are you to this? Probably not. So that has a personality and also has mana, which goes in your biological system. And when you're from 0 to 7, you create adrenochrome, you create an accretion from what? The crystal in your pineal gland. That crystal creates graphene oxide serum to make your body cells conduct with the outside influence of reality in the most positive fields. So a child has a light bulb idea, all right, from another dimensional view of thinking, with another perception. He has a light bulb idea, the vision that tells him 1,000 words he can respond to 7 times faster than an adult can. Then he goes to school to get programmed and that accretion dies. That dies between 7 and 15. That's why satanic people only want adrenochrome from children, preferably under 6, because it's most potent. So, you know, you can't create that accretion. So that accretion, the most important thing in the world that we know about this today, is in the resurrection of humanity, to go back in their primal state, to think instinctively and not think mentally and psychologically and be trapped inside our minds with voices in our mind that causes the adverse effect. You see, we can repair body cells to our immune system when we think instinctively. You know, you hear a lot of platforms right now like Dr. Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, and many other people saying it's not what you think. The placebo effect is 10 times more powerful than your reality, and you can repair your genes and immune system. You can even reverse aging process and cancer. If you can think instinctively with your natural organic motor skills and understand your placebo effect is 10 times more powerful than your reality, it changes your reality. So don't be stuck in some kind of literal truth in your reality, because then you'll never access this. So what I'm bringing to your attention in this particular video is something very crucial. People pray in churches, okay? They pray, but they've forgotten how to meditate in that prayer. And you know, there's actually a piece in the Bible that explains this. They're supposed to meditate. And when you meditate, what do you always do? Breathe deep oxygen in every meditation in the world, right? Shilla masterminds, monks and Buddhists, right? Shilla masterminds like Bruce Lee, who can move 7 times faster than anyone could think by 24. Okay, you could fight 7 people blindfolded with his third eye, with his eye wide shut, and feel it through the atmosphere and block every punch. He could levitate a person, double his body weight, 9 feet into mid-air into a swimming pool. He could play one of the top world table tennis players with a pair of nunchucks and beat him with that kind of precision. So you have an outside influence in your reality that's 10 times more powerful. And when you understand that, you understand your primal state, the image you're creating, because Jesus went through a certain process, Yeshua, to discover this and break free from amnesia when he's 24 to become perfect. Shilla Mastermind teaches this. And what does Shilla Masterminds do? They use karate for breathing and nothing more than breathing. It's about the oxygen. What we always told, healthy body, healthy mind, right? So you got to go and exercise to breathe oxygen. You've got to go riding bikes or run or swimming or something to breathe oxygen, right? Okay? To build your muscles, whatever. But what if it's the other way around? Healthy mind, healthy body, because it is. That's how inverted we become in everything in the world today, because we don't do nothing about the mindset we live in. When you change your mindset and you cross over to think instinctively, spiritually, you understand dimensional view. You understand the light bulb idea that makes you highly intelligent. And then you understand you're not suppressed and trapped in your mind anymore with psychological behavior, with a high IQ that only makes you good at what you do. So oxygen is the key. That's why we have a whole paragraph on the holy breath in the Bible and the breath of life. And most people have completely lost the concept of this. So I want to tell you something. We've been damaged a lot with DNA evidence, right? And cellular study research. We're very dramatically damaged in the post-human stage. And one of the things we lack the most, we're thinking too much critically all the time, and going to education and also watching social media platform and sitting in front of cameras and in front of screens, is we don't breathe correctly. We only get 1/3 of the oxygen we're supposed to get reported by the top holders in the whole world. So we don't breathe correctly, which collapses our immunity system. You know, people dying from every day. One of the highest deaths in the world is dying from being dehydrated, and also the lack of oxygen. There's people recorded dying from CO2 poisoning because of this. Our immune system collapsing all over the world and becoming more volatile as a virus is non-stop. That's why we have these vaccinations, whether you like them or not. You know, some people's collapsing immune system that bad, you have no idea. But a person in a primal state has a 27 times more powerful immune system because he breathes the right oxygen. And it all comes down to the breath of life. So the resurrection of humanity by the witness himself that knows the resurrection better than anyone else makes it very clear to you. Wenoff's won a Nobel Prize with 27 Guinness Book of Records for superhuman abilities. 27's a sign. Holy Spirit. Listen to me carefully. He was chosen for this. He's won a Nobel Prize, the biggest physiologist in the world. His method for 45 years and the biggest studies in the world is the only meditation in the world that can recreate the Creation correctly, because everybody's affected by the post-human stage and change their whole belief system from generation to generation and do not do the meditation correctly and breathe the right oxygen, even the best of them in the whole world. We discover that. He was chosen for this and went through a death experience like I did. That's why I know what he's saying is the truth, right? He says it's about believing, it's about love, and the rest of the world's full of BS, and it is. He's part of the World Transformation Movement, and he's won a Nobel Prize for this. Recreating the creation of adrenochrome and the oxidization to conduct with is reigniting the spiritual connection with your instincts. And what does he say? It's about thinking instinctively. What do they say in the Matrix documentary? It's about thinking instinctively. What does Jeremy Griffiths say in the World Transformation Movement? We're in the wrong mindset, right? We think too much, 7 times too much unnaturally. It's about thinking instinctively. Oxygen is the breath of life. Oxygen is a key figure for the conduction with water, manna, right? That conducts everything with manna, with graphene oxide swimming in your body cells, right? To conduct your body cells in the most positive fields with 8 tools of righteousness: loyalty, honor, respect, moderation, inspiration, encouragement. We only breathe 1/3 of the oxygen we're supposed to, and our DNA is collapsing, and we can see it in our immune system. Every single person in Western civilization has 7,000 defective genes, some worse than others. Our bacteria is collapsing, and every immune system all over the world, reported all over the world by top physiologists in the whole world, reported on mainstream media. Bacteria, that's our immune system collapsing. The key to every single thing here that I teach here is a World Transformation Movement. You see Jeremy Griffiths on 14 videos with the book Freedom is going to cure humanity. You must read this book, and you must listen to this carefully if you want to go back to primal state in your natural organic matter, because it's an image we're creating to resurrect humanity. To be reborn is to be rebirthed, to stick your head through the light of the inner tunnel and get out of the tunnel. Get out of the dark tunnel you're living in. And the holy breath is the key through the Wenoff breathing program and ice cold showers. Trust me. When you put yourself through a 30-day test with this, it will alter your DNA and it will alter everything you feel for your biological genes. You start to feel things. And trust me, you'll never go back, because you start to break free from amnesia and you start to think outside the mind, and it cures every mental disorders and every confusion, frustration in the world. It cures the human conditioning. You recreate the creation, right, with oxygen and the holy breath. And that's when you pray. That's when you pray, when you go through this. Do this for 30 days. And trust me, over a period of a year or two, you'll start breathing deeper and deeper oxygen automatically, because you're resetting the biological genes in your natural organic matter, because you're also resetting something else. Your biological genes. You're resetting your whole central nervous system.